Hey guys, in this video we are going to go through the first set of Arthur Aron's 36 questions to build intimacy. So there is a psychology term, and I'm going to read some of this, called reciprocal self-disclosure. And it was a term developed by psychologists Irwin Altman and Dalmas Taylor, who also came up with the term social penetration theory, which basically reveals that if we reveal ourselves, not our bodies, but ourselves, in terms of desires, feelings, goals, private thoughts, and experiences with another person in a certain order, that we're going to develop intimacy. Now, keeping in mind that this must be done in person because you want to actually share eye contact. You can develop a little bit over text or message, but it's not nearly as impactful because there's a barrier and there's much less vulnerability. Vulnerability is the key here. So if you want to deepen your emotional connection with someone and build intimacy, then you want to use these questions, and you want to use them probably in the order that they're suggested, because they get more and more personal. And you don't necessarily want to pull them all out on the first date, but there's something to have in your arsenal of things to talk about, which will make your date interesting, and it will bring you closer together by revealing different things about yourself, and your potential partner revealing different things about themselves that is not something they would necessarily share with just anybody. So the questions, let's just get to the questions. Set 1, question 1. Given the choice of anyone in the world, and I'm modifying this a little, living or not, who would you want as a dinner guest and why? 2, would you like to be famous? Why or why not? 3, before making a phone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? 4, what would constitute a perfect day for you? 5, when did you last sing to yourself or someone else? 6, if you knew you were going to live until 90 years old, and for the last 60 years of your life, so from the age of 30 onward, you could either live as a 30-year-old, either in mind or body, which would you choose and why? 7, do you think you know how you might die? 8, what are 3 things you and the person you're doing this with have in common, or that you think you have in common? 9, what are you most grateful for in life? 10, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be and why? 11, in 4 minutes or less, share your life story with the person. 12, if you knew tomorrow you could wake up with one new quality, what would it be? So that's the first set of questions, and in the next video I will reveal the next set. And obviously you can tell by the questions themselves that they are more revealing, and they will tell you about the other person's belief system and character, and they will tell you a lot more about the person if they're honest about their answers. And really try, if you're going to do this, to be honest about your answers. Now, as a suggestion, if you're just starting to get to know someone and you're on a first date, then maybe only go with the first 2 or 3 questions and see how that goes. You don't want to overwhelm your date with intimate information or to pry too much if your date is not interested in going there right away. So you have to gauge how the other person is feeling, as well as with yourself. And you can even suggest to your date that this was something that you found online, and wouldn't it be curious to know how the other person feels about it? So it's also a good thing that you can pull out of your pocket if you're lacking for conversation. So tuck these questions away somewhere if you need to go to the bathroom to remember them, and then come back and continue the discussion. Or you could even just say, hey, I've got this list of questions that someone suggested would be kind of interesting to find out or to share and explore with another person. Would you be interested in doing this? Then you have to gauge how the other person is, reacting to you. But if the date is a struggle, obviously don't stay there. Just, you don't have to stay in a date that's really not going well, whether it's for you or the other person, but this can help break the ice a bit. So out of all of these questions, which one do you think would be the most challenging for you to share your personal story about? Write it in the comments below, and as well, Please like this video, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next set of questions in the next video. Thanks for being here. I will see you in the next one. Okay.